Welcome back to No Talent Gaming Plays Salt and Sanctuary, guys. Yeah, it was a long break we just had there. This is like when a guy says I'm going to pick up some cigarettes and never came back. I went to the washroom in between episodes. We had to restart the computer, went to the washroom.
My dad tried to do that once.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I also ate a sandwich. I know that you're hungry, but you were grinding, so I just had a sandwich in your name.
You're a dick.
Actually, I didn't even eat a sandwich. Like, I knew that I couldn't take forever just to, like, make a sandwich and then kind of enjoy it. So I just ate a can of tuna, just by itself. I just ate the can. Like, not the can, but, like, the contents of the can. And then I ate 2 slices of just plain-ass bread. Just plain 100% whole wheat bread with nothing else on it. And then I ate a giant tablespoonful of mayonnaise.
You deconstructed a sandwich.
And I ate the component parts of a sandwich really quickly, of a tuna fish sandwich. I mean, it's all the same shit in your stomach anyway, right? It's not a big deal.
Yeah, no, I've done it before.
Is salt sentient? is the crackle better, guys? Please let me know. So you hear that Mugabe... Yeah,
Mugabe. It's Mugabe.
Dude, Mugabe is my favorite Metabot. Mugabe got removed from power from Rhodesia. I thought it was Zimbabwe. Is it Rhodesia now? Did they change the name back to Rhodesia?
No, Dad. He's just calling it Rhodesia.
Oh, okay. I heard that he got the boot, yeah.
Yeah, fine.
Presumably because he was destroying his own fucking country, like an idiot.
For years.
I honestly don't know the situation over there, so I don't really want to comment, right? Because I don't understand.
I'm just under the. I was working on the assumption that every African nation has a corrupt government.
Mm-hmm. Like, I don't understand the situation or the history or really too much about it. I just know that Mugabe was a ridiculous person. The people watching on YouTube won't know you stole that joke from me.
You're sick.
Yeah, I know.
Stealing jokes from fairies.
There was a military coup.
Coup.
No, dude, because Mugabe had to flee the coup.
Fuck off.
I mean, that's how he got away, right? Greetings, traveler.
Oh.
Do you have a quest? Rescuing a princess, huh? I haven't seen your princesses, but whatever. Let's do it.
Excellent.
Invade the castle to the east and slay the dragon.
Oh, wow. It's just like Dark Souls.
Feels good, man. You resigned from power today. Is he getting tossed into like a...
Oh, he got a black pearl.
Is he getting thrown into like a gulag, or is he being allowed to like gracefully leave the country and live out in exile somewhere?
Why can't I do... Oh.
Where's this?
Somewhere inside the same dungeon.
Oh, okay. The darkest dungeon?
Shut up.
Hit that switch, you can go through.
Hooray.
But what's down here, Dave?
I don't know.
Bundle of salt and a soldier's spear. Cool.
Let's see what they say. Examine right here. Take a door to the right. You mean in here?
Hey, there's a guy.
What are you saying, guy? Hello, friend. Trinkets the salt, trinkets the coin. Brother so happy came along. I'm glad to hear trinkets and such. Trinkets for gold, trinkets for coin.
Is he insane?
Probably.
Is he just gone nuts down here?
Probably. Oh, actually, that's good. Lock of hair is good. Let's see.
Why do characters in video always carry polearms like swords? If you have a big stick and you're not an idiot, then you stand it up. Yeah, exactly. Every African country has a corrupt or terrible and general government. Also, South Africa has a legit white genocide issue where white farmers are being massacred. Well, yeah, like, you know, South Africa spent a whole bunch of time, like, shitting on black people, and now black people are getting their revenge. And it's like, wow, I guess everyone's just fucking terrible.
True that.
I've never even heard of Guyana Sisters Twisted Dreams. No, man, I don't know what that is. Who that Richard Spencer in? Oh, Dragon
Oh,
Fat.
fuck!
Dragon Fat, I didn't...
Oh, fuck! Oh.
You have lost 510 salt. It materializes an otherworldly creature. Oh, you have to go down there and kill, like, a clone of yourself that has the salt. Oh. Dragon Fat, I didn't know that you were Richard Spencer, dude.
Congratulations. stop doing this. Oh.
Hey, can you just go down here?
Yeah.
There's like a way down now, isn't there?
Yep.
So you gotta go down there and kill Master Hand and Crazy Hand over there.
Goody gumdrops.
Nelson Mandela should be considered a terrorist. Again, I don't know much about the history, so I can't really comment on it.
Why? He led lots of violent protests.
Did he?
I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know either, dude. I don't.
I used to know more about Nelson Mandela, but I have
I know about the Mandela effect, and that's about it. That's all I know. Is the Mandela effect.
Good
Two
enough.
wrongs don't make a right. Nuke Africa. Just nuke the whole thing. Otherworldly creature will spawn over the last solid ground you were touching before dying. Okay.
Oh, so like all the way down there?
No. The last solid ground before dying. So it'll be up there, yes. That's yourself. Got it back, dude.
Sweet. I'm getting the fuck out. I can't fight that
Nuke
guy.
Africa twice so they start making anime. Oh god.
Tokyo Jupiter? Or is that Tokyo 3?
Neo
Tokyo.
Door examine. Oh, examine the door. Yeah, guys,
How do I examine the door?
those of you who have been keeping up on things, you guys have seen that movie from like last year, right? Where it was like a Chinese investment company goes to Africa and like pays various workers to do work in Africa. And like the entire project falls apart because nobody in Africa wants to fucking work.
Okay.
And like the guy's asking like his interpreter what's the history of your country? Like, well, the Belgians were here and they like gave us a bunch of technology during colonization. Then when they left us with all this technology. We don't know how to use it. And he said, well, didn't the Belgians teach you how to use it when they left? And they said, well, they tried to, but we didn't want to listen because we wanted to run it ourselves. And then the Chinese guy was like, that's the dumbest fucking thing I've ever heard. Like, you could have at least taken the lessons on how to use the technology they left you.
Is this like a documentary?
It's a documentary, yeah.
Are you fucking serious?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And like people are saying that it's racist, but there's not even like a single white person in the whole thing. It's like a Chinese-made documentary about a Chinese company trying to invest in Africa.
And noticing that it
Yeah.
basically just sucks.
It just completely fucking sucks. And like everyone's like, it's racist, and it's like, but there's like you can't even like who are you gonna blame it on? Like I'm being honest, the colonies were the best thing to happen in Africa. Ethiopia was shit and still practiced slavery before the Italians freed them. Yes, I've seen a documentary with a Chinaman guy dressing down black man about how it's been 50 years. Yeah. You know, I watched it and like, I don't know. Because, believe it or not, Asia has always been, throughout the entire history of human civilization, Asia has always been more or less on par with Europe. There's been instances where one's been more advanced than the other.
Oh, this is where you get the second player. Look.
Oh, we'll do it next time.
Like, okay, I'd have to use a keyboard and mouse.
Yeah, it doesn't let you use two gamepads. That's kind of shitty.
That's shitty. Yeah. Egg of Wrath.
You'll come across sanctuaries already claimed by other creeds. This one is pre-claimed by other Devara fags.
I see.
I see. It's like watching a teenager get disciplined by a stepdad. Yeah, I saw that because the guy's like, at the end of the documentary, he's like, what's wrong? How come no one wants to work? Like, how come you guys don't know what's going on? How come you guys can't do anything on your own? And the black guy's just sitting in the corner of the car like this with like his arms crossed. And he's like, I don't know, man. Like, it's just not in our culture. Like, a white man, man. It's like, holy fuck.
Yeah, let's blame everyone else.
Yeah, the look on the guy's face, too. Like, he knew the Chinaman had a point, but was mad he had to hear it. Yeah.
Chinaman.
I'm just quoting him. Like, I don't...
I know.
Reminds me of a book I was reading about how harsh climates were the key to social societal development, and the cold climates on average had stronger developed societies as the cold was more unforgiving than the heat. Yes and no. What I've heard is that oftentimes isolated island nations that still are close enough to like a dominant cultural mainland often have like uniqueness, but also similarities with the mainland, so they become culturally dominant in the region. And that is the truth. That happened to Britain. That happened to Japan. And so that does seem to be the case. That's how human societies develop, you know. And at the same time, I've also heard that one of the big reasons why Europeans were were able to become like more culturally advanced more quickly was primarily because of how hard it was to unify Europe. Like, the history of China and the history of Europe is very similar. They're both large land masses that wanted to unify over, like, under one ruler, one dominant culture. The difference is that with China, you had various dynasties where certain cultures actually did win out in the long term. And then they were overthrown with another culture coming into its place. But for long periods of time, one culture ruled an ethnically non-homogeneous China. And that culture, the ruling culture, switched hands several times over the course of centuries. In Europe, one culture was never dominant for longer than just a little while. Like, you know, like France conquered Europe, and then what? They lost it like within one generation. Nazi Germany conquered Europe and lost it within like 5 fucking years. Like,
I mean, France, they had their territories elsewhere. I mean, they had Nam and but like actual continental Europe. They had the Napoleonic Empire.
After the Roman Empire, that was it. Like, Holy Roman Empire.
There's the Holy Roman Empire and the Napoleonic Empire.
Yeah.
And that's pretty much the regard.
And then Nazi Germany. Yeah. Like, so you have the situation where China was able to unify for long periods of time, but Europe was not. And the main reason that Europe was not able to, despite being very geographically similar to China, is because basically it didn't have a smooth coastline. So it was much harder to control like the naval areas. You know, ships were not very, like China has a very smooth coastline in comparison to Europe. So there's like all these little inlets and little places, and like subcultures that would advance in isolation with relative safety in comparison to like the smooth coast of China. I found that SN10 dog. Thank you though. So these factors meant that, you know, warring parties in Europe could not easily conquer and hold Europe for centuries, like the entirety of Europe. While in China, that happened all the time. So this constant competition that existed in Europe to a greater extent than it did in China meant that Europe gradually, over the course of like 2,000 years, you know, inched its way ahead in the technology races due to competition and then trade. So that's really, the Roman Empire is the last one, man. Like, that was it. Like, it was the Roman Empire and then 2,000 years of a fragmented Europe. So with China, it was like dynasty after dynasty after dynasty after dynasty of unification. And like, you know, a unified country is definitely stronger in the short term, but when you start eliminating rivals like that, then you start losing.
Wow. Holy shit! You know, he got super strong because he had all my salt. Fucking dick.
I'm still working on an SN10 dog. Plus, I mean, what is the Finland of Asia? Probably like Sakhalin, which is just part of Russia now, so whatever. Plus, there hasn't been any crackles recently, has there? I don't think so. Europeans like wine, so glasswork led to lenses. China was content with tea, so they had large open cups, no reason to invent glass. No
Holy
lenses.
fuck!
That makes sense too. Crackle free. Sometimes it just takes a restart. Really, that's all it is. Also, please don't die again.
I'm trying not to, dude! These guys, look how much they fucking hit you for. It's ridiculous.
Heal up.
Yeah, no kidding. Wow. What is this heinousness?
Where'd he go?
Wow, these guys are super strong compared to the other guys.
Oh, there he is. Well, he's comboing you the way that...
That's why. That's why! Ugh!
It was unified religiously, but not in terms of government. There were still different kingdoms.
I think once I leveled, the guys just got that much harder.
Maybe.
No, that's what it seems like. Because I was going through these guys like nothing else before, and now I'm just getting fucked.
Anyway, like that is like the anthropological reason as to why European culture ended up dominating the world, like in the 1700s and 1800s. And you know what? And here's the most interesting thing. That entire line of reasoning says nothing about race and racism. It says nothing about the superiority or the alleged superiority of white people over other races. It doesn't talk about privilege at all. It just talks about factors that cultures found themselves in that allowed them to thrive. Like if you just had the same situation but had black people there,
fucking piece of shit, fuck.
The black people would end up being the dominant culture of the world. Because it has nothing to do with race. It's just... Hey, Dave. Are you doing okay?
No! These guys are fucking brutal! It'd be so much fucking easier if this other faggot wasn't fucking shanking me from behind every time I tried. Oh!
You may need to go and grind some more.
Yeah. Yeah, I do. At one point, I was doing fine grinding there, but apparently, once I lost my soul, that was just...
Yeah, like, Dragonfat, I fundamentally disagree with that idea. Secularism became Western civilization during the Enlightenment. That was the whole point of like the enlightened despot and all the Enlightenment, like Western liberal ideas. That's what Western culture.
Like the quasi-democracies.
Yeah.
Catherine the Great, or should I say Catherine the So-So?
The So-So. Catherine the So-So.
Yeah, that's what it is. These guys are just... Fuck off.
They're just harder up there?
Yeah, they're just much, much stronger.
Apparently that's actually the first good grinding spot.
It is?
Says Bunnu.
Because those guys are... They're fucking insane.
Alexander the May.
Exactly.
Well, yeah, when you start, that's actually the point. The Enlightenment was anti-Catholic because Catholicism had become this corrupt, festering piece of shit. It was not anti-Christian. And the whole point of like Protestantism was a more direct following of the Bible. So in many ways it was actually more hardcore. But it still ultimately believed in the New Testament ideas of love thy neighbor.
No, Henry VIII just wanted to get a divorce, alright?
That was not the reason for fucking Protestantism.
Dove.
Yeah. Yeah, Martin Luther.
No, I know.
Henry VIII goes to Martin Luther and is like, bro, can you just nail those up there so I can get some new pussy, please?
Yeah, exactly. No. The reason why is because of stuff like indulgences. The rich were being favored over the poor in terms of religion, and that was just seen as anthemic.
Clear out the bodies, rest with the Devara fags, repeat. You can also one-hand the pitchfork if you want. And use your shield, pitchfork and shield it.
How do I one-hand?
I have no idea.
How do you one-hand the pitchfork then?
I just put it on and find out. Heater. Yeah, there you go. No, you're still two-handing it.
Yeah. I don't get it.
I have no idea.
Wait, is the spear? The spear must be stronger.
I think the spear is probably stronger than the pitchfork, yeah. The ravenous Muslim hordes, not Muslim, Moslem hordes can only be repelled by a reunited Finnish empire.
Yeah, the soldiers. Hades and Myth Republicans tell their kids about to stop them from voting Democrat.
Yeah, I guess.
What?
We just hit 20 minutes, so I guess I'll round this out real quickly. Here, you can go and like stab some dudes and see what happens. Yeah, guys. The whole point of that documentary, though, was basically to show that like it's not all Whitey's fault all the time. Because it was an interaction between Chinese people and black people, and the black guy was like, I have no excuse for the actions of my countrymen, but I still want to be mad about it. It's like, well, for fuck's sake, man, take some responsibility for your own goddamn self. Colonization was 50 years ago. I know it sucked. I know that you're probably owed some kind of recompense for what the fuck happened to you and your people. But at some point, you need to take responsibility for your own life. What the hell is this? What did you do?
It was Kangs.
How come you managed to destroy... Oh, well, I mean, that didn't last, but... How did you do that?
What?
Well, why is your axe glowing?
Because... Ah! That's why.
Okay, then. Yeah, pretty much. And like, I brought this up initially, like, back at the start of the episode, because Africa, like... is such a resource-rich area, and it's huge. Like, it's bigger than landmass, the USA and Russia combined. And it's, like, it has so much, like, there's the resources, the natural resources in Africa are ridiculous. If Africa culturally got its shit together and didn't just decide to live in the ruins of better cultures that had abandoned it, it would probably be like a world fucking powerhouse. But nah, apparently it's just everyone else's fault. It's kind of depressing, honestly.
Dev.
Yeah.
It's okay.
Honestly, it's kind of like watching Dave play this game, because he dies and he blames the game, rather than just himself not being able to overcome the challenge.
No, I'm blaming myself this time.
All right, next episode, we're talking about something else.